This as a partnership of equals. Chris Morris, BBC News, Delhi.
The Queen's joining the Facebook generation. A new British monarchy page goes live tomorrow and it will carry the latest royal speeches, photographs and videos. But Her Majesty won't be bombarded with friend requests because that won't be allowed. Alex Bushell reports.
Long gone are the days when this was the only way interested subjects could keep up with their Queen. While royal engagements like this inspection of the carrier Ark Royal retain their importance, you can now follow the royal family online and in a bewildering variety of ways. There's the royal webpage, a TV channel on YouTube, and the Queen tweets too, with 69,000 followers. You can also share royal pictures on the site Flickr, like this image of the Queen as a child with her mother. And as of tomorrow, the Queen has joined more than 500 million Facebook users. You might not be able to add her as a friend, but you will be able to click to say you like the page. You'll then receive regular news, videos, a searchable map of royal appearances, and the court circular, the daily report of royal engagements that's been published since 1803. Some things, it seems, never change. Alex Bushell, BBC News.
Well, coming up, we'll be joined by viewers on BBC One for a full roundup of the national news, and that's with my colleague Clive Myrie. Just a reminder now, if you're away from the television, you can keep up to date by watching BBC News live on the web.
Good evening. People who've been unemployed for over a year could be forced to do unpaid community work or risk losing their benefits under proposals to be outlined by the government this week. The plans are part of a number of reforms to the welfare system drawn up by the Work and Pension Secretary, Ian Duncan-Smith. Fiona Trott reports from Middlesbrough.
It was once described as an industrial giant, but today it's unemployment that overshadows Middlesbrough. It currently stands at 10%. Many are long-term unemployed, and now they could be faced with a tough choice: do unpaid voluntary work or risk losing your benefits. It's not a choice that's been well received by the Watson family. Sean is a scaffolder by trade and says he hasn't worked for over a year.
I could be out looking for work instead of being stuck, tied down somewhere, cleaning. I say I don't mind doing that, but why should I do that when I could be out looking for work?
If the plans go ahead, people like Sean would have to do a 4-week placement at a charity or at their local council. It could even involve litter picking or gardening. It would be a 30-hour week to get them back into the work routine. If they didn't turn up on time or refuse to take part at all, they could have their job seekers allowance stopped for at least 3 months. The government says it's meant to push people, not punish them.
What we're talking about here is people who have not been used to working, having both the opportunity and perhaps a bit more of a push as well to experience the workplace from time to time. And again, I think the vast majority of people in Britain will think that is the right thing to do.
Ian Duncan-Smith says it's the only thing to do. The Work and Pension Secretary talks about breaking a cycle of dependency for the 1.5 million who've claimed unemployment benefits for 9 out of the past 10 years. But Labour say the government should be creating new jobs, not targeting the jobless.
The Conservatives have chosen to focus on the work-shy and said nothing about the workless. There are approximately 5 claimants searching for every single vacancy in the British job market at the moment.
And with almost half the people here in the public sector, there will soon be less work to go around. Fiona Trott, BBC News, Middlesbrough.
The polls have closed in Burma in the country's first general election for 20 years. It's expected most of the seats will be won by candidates supporting the military, which has controlled Burma for nearly half a century. The main opposition party, led by Aung San Suu Kyi, is